This podcast is brought to you by the couchcommentators.shop. Help support the channel by purchasing your Couch Commentators merchandise using the link below.
Welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some may say the world. As always, James and Dan by my side. Gentlemen, another week. How are we? How was your weeks, James, mate?
Mate, how good. Rugby league, after 6 gruesome weeks of trials, the NRL season has finally started and Parramatta is on top of the upside down ladder. It's outstanding. Look, it's been a long wait for the season to start.
A long time?
Yeah, it's been a long time, some would even say. But yeah, it's finally started. That was the highlight of my weekend. Got up to a bit else, drinking multiple nights of the weekend. Felt like I was 21 again.
Reliving the glory days.
Yep.
Dan, mate, you seem to be silent and mute over there, actually.
Fuck Parramatta.
Oh, that's not very nice, man.
That's
In every game, there's got to be a winner and a loser.
You know what? Fuck Zach Lomax.
Zach, no.
I thought I was going to bend him over. I was like, that's a bit weird.
For anyone and audio listeners, I just threw Zach Lomax across the room.
Yeah. A toy of Zach Lomax. Zach, if you want to jump on the show, I'll have you on.
I'd gladly have you on, mate, but your toy's getting fucked around.
He's looking that strong, he could even throw you around the room.
What's that? Oh, he's got the ball. He's kicked a field goal. Yes. How was your weekend other than the rugby league, Dan?
Yeah, look, it wasn't too bad. Friday night went down to good old Waminda Oval and watched the over 35s.
We had that invite go. How did they go?
Yeah, pretty good. They won 42-16 it was.
Ooh, very nice.
That was a good game. Shout out to Ken for the coaching. Shout out to Simon Havenar for missing the last kick after me, Rang, and Ken were all giving him shit on the sideline.
Nice. I'm sure if they won by that much, Simon Havenar would have had a great night later.
On and off the field.
I heard some Omo was on the cards. Yeah, other than that, no football happened on Saturday, Arvo at 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And just, had the 30th that we spoke of, and then, just relaxed on Sunday.
Nice. I'm of the accordance that football didn't happen on Thursday. We only play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll get into rugby league later, and I'll get into my disappointment. But over the weekend, punting-wise, gentlemen, I must say I won big. I won big, guys. $20 into the pokies, nothing. Then I go to James' little loan. He owes me a little bit of money. Gives me some money. Put $5 in.
I made him kiss the ring first.
Yeah, kiss the ring. Get that on one day. Not that ring, guys.
Whoa. You had to point that out.
Yep, didn't have to point that out.
And playing the pokies, $5 in. Gets down to the last slap, 60-cent slappers. And guess what? You were there. $680 comes my way. The machine was just going haywire. I didn't know what was happening. There was a dragon on the screen going crazy. I think at one stage I said, I can feel Gufferson inside me.
You definitely said that, yeah.
We started doing the Josh Giddey commentators.
Yeah. My
God.
Elizabeth, I'm coming.
Paul Hogan. I think I did the Gufferino a couple times as well, but it was good win. Speaking of winners, though, gentlemen, winners galore. The multi strikes again.
Woo!
This year has been the
Year of the multi.
Year of the multi.
That's 2 times in 3 weeks.
2 times 3 weeks. Is it 3 or 4 times this year?
Could be 4, possibly.
It's bloody 10 times this year. $9.58 if you're following along. But look, all of our horses doing well. I think Dan's won.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, honestly, 2 weeks in a row, I should have just went with a bet that, but I didn't.
But
and its price was like $8, so that's almost the fucking multi.
Dan's a horse guru, just doesn't back his horses. He doesn't back the gut,
Sometimes, just I just got to stick away from the NRL multis.
Sometimes I think you're going back to Dan's decision, Dub's decision. Like, I think it's like slowly going back there, you know?
See, a lot of your football multis are with the heart and not with the mind that you go to the races with.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah. Speaking of races,
And
we're off to the races this weekend, James. We'll be down at Randwick if you want to come see us.
Yep.
We'll be
Randwick
signing
Racecourse?
autographs.
Randwick Racecourse?
Randwick Racecourse, the Queen Elizabeth. We will be winning money and
I
maybe some
prefer Prince
tips.
Charles.
We'll be hassling Lucas.
King Charles, sorry.
Yeah, hassling Lucas. We'll probably put some tips on the Instagram if you stay tuned for that. So look forward. Gamble responsibly, as always. 1-800-858-858. The best part of the podcast brought to us by you. It's the listener questions. Dun dun dun. I really
should
want
have a
to
little
start doing
jingle
some.
for-
Yeah.
We should have a little jingle for the listener questions, eh?
Get some soundtracks going.
Get Alyssa and Ashley to do a little
Yeah.
jingle
It's
for him.
the best part of the podcast brought by you.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay. First one. First couple was from Matty C. He asked, "Do you think we will ever see a female head coach of an NRL team? Males coach the NRLW." I don't know why I had to chuck that in. But do you think there'll be an NRL coach that will be female? Dan, what are you thinking?
Look, I'm not going to put it past any teams because you never know. They're just you never know what the world's going to throw at you. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay,
Yeah,
James.
so-
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, look, I would like to think it's possible in the future. I do worry about demanding control over a locker room of like young adolescent men could be difficult, but that'll just be what the maturity of men, how that goes over the next 20, 50 years
Yeah.
before that happens.
Look, yeah, I figured it would be in the further future because the NRLW is only just starting to kick off. Like, good NRLW players are only just starting to kick off. So usually most coaches are NRL players who have turned to be a coach.
Yeah.
That's most of them have at least been a shit NRL player. Like,
Yeah.
still made it, so they're better than 99% of players.
Yeah, Jamie Soward was a pretty good NRL player.
There's definitely a lot of boss ladies out there, so I can definitely see coach. Why not? Why not?
Why the
We're
fuck
all
not?
about equality on this podcast. As you can
Yes.
tell, we have a woman over there.
Statsman follow!
Ah, yes. Oh, we are fun. Okay. Next question. Maddie C asks, "Who do you think the first coach sacked this NRL season will be, and who will replace him?" James.
See, this is a hard question because last year was a big year for coach sackings, which means this year there's that many coaches that are quote unquote safe. Like two of the worst teams in the comp that both got their first wins this week, both have a new coach. So they're not going to get, you wouldn't think they're going to get sacked this year. Adam O'Brien seems pretty safe.
Ivan Cleary. Is he on the
I don't know if a coach gets sacked this year. There's a
Yeah.
chance we go a year without.
You're going a year without, eh? It's bold. It's bold. Dan, you thinking?
I'm of the same opinion, honestly. I was racking my brain all afternoon. I'm like, who would be the coach that gets sacked?
Because like, you'd imagine
And-
Des has at least another year.
Yeah.
I think someone might get sacked, and I'm going the
Itzy,
lines
what? Jeez, I thought you loved in there.
of Toddy P, Todd Payton. I know they won of
Two in a row.
2 in a row. But
And they beat Penrith.
I don't know. Has he lost the locker room in the fact that he's like dropping Nanai in the first game? Like he's back now, but he's
Yeah.
And then Tamalolo, all those like times where he's like played less minutes and all this stuff. I don't know. I
I'm
think
like injuring
if
himself.
he doesn't like if they don't pick their game up this year, I think he might get sacked by the end of the year.
Yeah, he's definitely under pressure. And there was rumours about that after their first couple of weeks. But
Maybe good old Robson.
That's what the other one I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Good old Trent.
Trent Robertson.
But the Roosters, like head honchos, love him, and then
Yeah.
if they buy a big DCE at the end of the year, you may as well just keep the bloke who can coach a team, because then you're just starting a rebuild phase, and You know how that happens, James.
Yeah.
Because he's the longest current coach, isn't he?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, because he's been
Senior.
gone for a while now.
Oh no, no.
Oh,
Oh,
Bellamy.
Bellamy, yeah. He'd be second then, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about Bellamy for a second?
Look, I would love to know who you're thinking, Matt. Let us know. And why is it Benji Marshall? Next one, it's from Matty C again. He asks, Tigers lost to the Broncos, but better goal kicking and didn't have injuries and suspension. We push them. Not really a question.
Not really a question. Let's
Bit
just
of a
move on.
statement. Bit of a statement. Sounds like he's a bit sad that the Broncos won.
Yeah.
So if my nan had wheels, she would be a bike.
Yeah.
A lot of that about this one.
A lot of that. A lot of that about this. Better goal kicking. Yeah, didn't have
Look,
injuries.
it was a hilarious moment when they've missed all 3 goal kicks and they've had 3 different goal kickers.
Yeah.
I don't know how often that's happened to go 0-3.
That's bad follow. Get us it.
Yes, hit the spreadsheet.
Yeah, look, I think if Luai's plays, you probably have a better chance. I
Yeah,
would put it that
Skelton as
against
well.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
But it
unfortunately,
just wasn't your night.
Yeah.
Broncos were hot at certain stages, and
going up to Queensland was always going to be tough.
look, and like the score probably got out to a bit more than what it felt like at times. Like, but that's what it can be like playing the Broncos. Like you can feel like you're in it, but then they go the full field and score a try, and you go, oh well, there goes that 10 minutes of busting ass.
Yeah, I think I was one leg off me multi on this one. Bloody Swell and Cobbo couldn't get over.
Yeah, I was a couple legs off.
Yeah,
He's both had pretty out there multis, but
yeah.
they almost came off.
I don't think I got one multi the whole weekend. That's unheard of.
I actually had a shocker
you
as well.
did.
Oh,
The horse racing
the horse
multi.
racing multi.
yeah, and I didn't get a same game multi. I did get Parramatta and the Dolphins, which was a little
Nice.
GM.
Nice. Okay. Next from Matty C again, and he asks, "How did the Cronulla Sharks only score 2 points in second half against 12 and lose?" Okay.
More of a statement again because there's no question mark.
There's no real
No,
question.
he asked
mark.
how.
Yeah, how?
But there's no question mark at the end. So like, and then he puts dots. So like,
and then he says
trying to
Todd
continue on?
Smith Ranger. He is redheaded.
Yes, good.
That is a good,
Good observation
Yeah,
there, Matt.
good
You
observation.
obviously have eyes.
Look, I was working the Thursday night, so I didn't get to watch all of it. Like I definitely was like fucking having a squiz here and there where I could, but I didn't get to watch every part of the game. But I did know that we were a bit underdone. We were undercooked. We had our left side just wasn't humming. Like, you had Billy Burns, you had Hiroti. It just didn't look good. And, like, we would try for try, back and forth. We shouldn't have been in the game, but the fact that we were just proves, like, we are a decent squad. Then by the end of the game, we just kind of rested on our 2 points, which was, it was a beta move taking the 2 when you got a player down on the other side. But I think we're like, oh, if we get in the lead, we should be able to hold it. And that's what they tried. Last minute, a bounce of the ball loses the fucking game. If that ball doesn't bounce fucking 6 foot high, then we probably win the game.
Like, I loved like the commentators are like sort of hindsight hero and like just bashing a team when they're down and they're like, oh, where was all the Sharks players? And like, you literally have 3 people come across and get beat by a bounce of a ball. Like, sure, you'd love for more players to get there, but there was cover defense.
Yep.
Like it just takes one little thing for that ball not to go up and go. Vroom.
Yeah, just keep rolling, or like they have to catch it down here, and then they're getting tackled. But yeah, everything went right for them. Everything went wrong for us. It was tough. But we move on to the next week. We've had a fucking tough draw. I think we got Manly in Manly again. I think Manly's in Manly. I don't know.
They don't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a thing during your game on Thursday night. User away for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Because of all the fucking memes of easy draw, they have given us one of the hardest fucking draws you could have.
Doggies have got the easy draw this year.
Penrith in Vegas, North Queensland in North Queensland, Canberra in Canberra. We've only had 2 home games.
Not everyone can start their first 4 with 3 home games. the
It's rough.
Dragons.
Yeah, it's rough. But we move. I hope that was a good enough excuse. And Tom Smith is a rugger, yes.
And he's also the worst ref in the NRL.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. We don't bash refs. I won't bash any other refs. His name's in the limelight. We'll just keep that there. Okay. Next one's from Kyle H. And he asks, a bit of a UFC question here, guys. Who wins, George St. Pierre or Anderson Silva? I'm prime at both of these guys, obviously. James, I'm going to go to you, mate.
So I'll first just say something for the forgotten host that isn't here. He would be picking GSP.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually go Silva. My thought behind it is he's better on the feet. GSP's stronger and a fantastic wrestler, but Anderson Silva is very deadly on the ground, especially with his long limbs. Just ask Charles Sutton, like, you can beat a man up for 5 rounds and then he wraps his legs around your head and he wins the fight.
They call him a winner?
But yeah, so that's why I'll go Silva. I just think he has more ways to win it.
Okay. Dan, interested in your thoughts.
So these two were obviously before my UFC watching times.
Yeah.
I've only started watching UFC really since this podcast.
A lot of people have
Has
these
started.
guys in their GOAT talk.
Yeah, I've seen highlights of stuff of them, and
Mate, if you haven't seen the Anderson Silva front kick, you're not alive.
I'll probably just go Anderson Silva.
Okay. Well, Anderson Silva very good on the head. He used to be able to hands
Yeah,
down and just dodge. For me, I'm going to go GSP. I think over time, wrestlers have proved the dominant fighting style, which is why I think he would take him down and he would go well. But in saying that, if John Jones entered this ring, John Jones killed both of them.
If all of those guys are in a ring, Hamzat Shabayev
walks out of that ring and he
smash.
I kill everybody.
Smash.
Yes, that's true. I'm sorry, how could I forget the goat?
That was a good one, James. I like
Yeah,
that.
Great question, though. Great question. Next one from Kyle again. He asks, which country do you think is the best at sports? Should we say it on 3?
Yeah,
3, 2, 1.
Australia.
Uzbekistan.
So close.
It's like they're the big two.
It is.
It's like those
I
videos
don't
you see where
guess.
people are trying to like get on the same page.
Yeah.
James just fucked it.
Australia per capita.
Yeah, per capita. We get sports.
In Olympics, maybe not. but we still get
We're
sports.
still per capita. We're high up in the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Cricket's one of the most played and watched sports in the world, and we're the best at it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, India.
We're also the best at rugby league, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, like you could
Best at
say
AFL.
a little like brother New Zealand are pretty decent as well.
Probably better.
But no, they're not. They're not better than us because we beat them in cricket.
We've got we're the best at AFL in the world.
Yep. I was going to say the best at rugby union, but we're just not.
No,
We're just not.
That's
We don't want to
something
lie to the
tick-
fans.
Yeah.
That's a tick up for the All Blacks.
We're like what 4th or 5th best in basketball, like as a
Yeah.
country. Yeah, so fucking how's that? Yeah, I think we're number 1 actually. So
Number one.
other than that, you could just probably go with the United States of America,
Yeah.
but you know
All-
they have
all
the
the-
most amount of people.
All the stats and numbers says America.
Yeah.
China's also quite good at it, just athletics and swimming and stuff.
And
but-
illegal steroids.
illegal steroids.
That's just because of how many people they have, you know? Like
True. They're not as good as us. They're not as good as us.
they're not as good as Gout.
Gout. Peter Bowl.
Yeah.
To name a few athletics superstars on the rise.
Going back a bit, Thorpe, the Torpedo.
3 Australian players on these couches
Yeah.
right here. Like, come on. Yeah, if these countries have players like us, I don't think so. Did you see James's flick pass? Did you see it? Okay. Next one from Nod Nab. This guy, he keeps putting questions in.
Yep.
He asks, Are Bulldogs the new flat track bullies?
Do we want to say it on 3?
No. I'll let you guys answer. James, mate, you think so?
I wouldn't call them that yet. Like,
Okay, yeah.
they beat you guys. Aren't you guys meant to be good?
Oh.
That's tough. That's your opinion, James. And,
I mean, they've beat everyone on
I
this
can fire
couch.
back if you want. That was a flat track, James.
Oh.
Now, you may think, okay, Sharks.
I know you had a couple of injuries, but Shark
Exactly.
Park was...
Exactly. We were 8-6, and then second half, 2 players had been injured. Bloody Talakai had 1 minute of game time. Iro played the one half. No, like Talakai goes into Iro spot if Iro gets injured. Both of them are fucked. And then you have poor Toby's come back from fucking injury. He's going to play a big fucking game. So he's got no game fitness. Flat track right there.
But, like, the thing is...
This week. Okay.
But who are they gonna? They've got to play someone and then get pumped to then be called flat track bullies that weren't up to.
Well, that's it. This is where I'm getting to. They are the new flat track bullies. They are the new Sharks. They are the new easy draw. Have you seen their draw when they get to versus Melbourne Storm or Penrith? It's at the end of. It's like 24-25. They go the whole season.
I did hear that.
The whole
That's
season
fucked.
of versus easy teams. Hear that? They're the new Sharks. They've got they'll pump themselves up to like top 4 for this year, be up there, and then crumble when it comes to the fucking big dance.
Yep.
That's my opinion. Okay, shoot me for it. Dan, you think the same thing? Yeah, of the same
I
opinion,
just
or
think
somewhere in the middle there.
I just think, everyone else is saying it's the National Bulldog Leagues now.
Mm.
They're literally doing a copy pasta of Penrith. They're just got an easy draw, just the normal things that people are saying.
Yeah.
Wait till they have to versus a good team to find out if they're flat track bullies.
Sounds like we're waiting a long time. I didn't realise we had to wait that long.
They versed all 3 of our teams. We're not good. Come on.
Well, top of the upside down ladder here.
Hey, Dragons beat Melbourne, so
We beat Dragons, so we're actually better than Melbourne, and like the trial form didn't count.
triangle.
Illuminati confirmed. Okay, next question. It's from Aiden H. And he asks, predictions for the Masters, gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to go Dan first because he said he did some research and I want to hear what he's got.
I'm going to stick with my boy from Live Golf.
Live Golf.
The mullet himself.
Oh,
The Smithinator. Cam Smith.
Cameron Smith. Melbourne Storm legend.
Yeah.
Live Golf legend. He's
Live
going to
Golf
win
legend.
it.
I just want to stick with my boys,
Yeah. What would he be paying? Probably Mott's.
Probably, yeah, a lot.
Is he on my list? Not that I can see. Okay, James, who you picking, mate?
Oh, look, it's hard. I originally said Homer that he's paying quite heavy. Apparently, his form's not that great.
Did finish top 3 last year.
Did finish top 3 last year. So I'll have him as my roughie, and then I'll go the John Rahm, like second
Rambo.
favorite.
Rami. Yeah, I like it. I'm just gonna go for the obvious pick, gentlemen. I know it's boring, but Scotty Chef, the Scheffler, favorite to win, going for back to back. I think it's written history, mate. Just easy
I
as.
thought you were going to go Bryson.
Oh, look, I do love Bryson. That'll be my sneaky bet. Oh, that'll be my sneaky.
Or the chef himself.
The chef. Oh, Min Woozy.
Minwoo.
Yeah. Look, gamble responsibly, obviously, but I'd love to know your thoughts and who you're picking, Aiden. So let us know below.
Fuck. I was just reading what Jordan Spieth's is. It's a decade since he won his fucking Masters. Jesus Christ.
I reckon
Feel old yet?
Yeah, that doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
I reckon you can do it. Oh, I reckon you can do it. That's a little breadcrumb right there, Dan, just bringing him up. Okay, that's the listener questions done. But stay around because guess what, guys?
The Muffin Man's here.
The speak pipes are here. The Muffin Man is one of the speak pipes, yes. Okay, first one from congratulations, but how?
This will be something pointed at him.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Mm,
Hope all is well.
Nah.
thank
I
you,
just
thank
thought I would take the opportunity on my lovely lunch break out at South Strathfield to congratulate the Parramatta Eels on winning
Thank you,
their
mate.
round one game of the
Thank
season
you.
against St George Illawarra Dragons on the weekend.
you. That's good.
Tell you what, I know it's round one for them. I have never seen a bloke more emotional after a win than Zach Lomax.
Yeah, true.
It must be tough. It must be tough. Now, I have a quick question for Dan involving this. How the hell do you Pelicans beat Melbourne Storm last week, but can't beat Parramatta this week? Fuck me. What a form line that is. What a fucking joke. Anyway, boys, Dan, keen to hear your opinion. But anyway, have a good day, boys.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Matt.
Matt.
That was
See you
really good.
soon.
That was really good, mate. That was really good. Loved him calling them Pelicans. Love that he established that is round one for Parramatta. Dan, the question is, how do you win against Storm and then lose to Parramatta?
Because they scored more points than us, duh.
Oh,
That's how you fucking beat teams.
true.
Fuck, nobody told Melbourne that last week.
No, I don't know. Like, there's fucking two different teams that came out from compared to last week and this week. Like last week we were so defensively strong, and this week like we started off just giving away stupid penalties, dropping the ball, fucking doing stupid shit. Like Para were doing the same thing, but it was just fucking shit show compared to what our defense and attack was last week.
I've got two theories. You played your grand final the week before. Is a good one. Or when you versus shit team, you stoop down to that shit level. And that is
and
another thing.
it really affected Parramatta's elite game.
That's what I was going to say. You guys were going to put 50 on him until you versus Dragons. It was like, oh, stoop down to their level. But sometimes, like, you can find yourself playing easier football because you're like, oh, I can win this.
Yeah,
Start looking for tries where there isn't tries, and
that's what I reckon happened. Like they went out there, like even though Flano would have told them, "Oh, don't worry about last week, like that's behind us," but they would have been like, "Oh, we beat Melbourne last week, like we can beat Para easy."
Yeah,
like you still go into that mentality, even though like Flano would have told them not to be.
got to switch on for every game. That's how the good teams do it, you know.
yeah, Lomax emotional.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the emotions.
That was
I've
crazy.
seen another Para person a bit more emotional.
Oh yeah,
This
on
guy right
the
here.
hill.
Yeah.
Oh me, I thought you were talking about the Guffo.
Oh yeah,
Guffarino
true.
guy
That
on
was
the
funny.
hill.
Yeah. Dragons fans doing this to him, and he's yelling his head off.
That was funny.
But James also had tears in his eyes.
Yeah,
that.
tears in my eyes. I was like, "What a round one victory! One for the ages."
But I just like I didn't say the interview because obviously I stormed off after Zach Lomax kicked the field
So
goal.
there's another emotional man.
Threw my jersey off, and I didn't see the interview, and like it was embarrassing for him. Like the bloke's trying not to cry,
I think
because he's just beat like pretty much all his best mates. And then, like, they just keep interviewing him, and it's like, bro,
they
just shut
shouldn't
the
have
fuck
kept
up.
interview.
And,
Like, you can ask the one question and then see if he responds all
Yeah.
right. He didn't really respond too well.
so
It's
she
like,
just keeps asking the same
more
question in
questions, and
different
he's
ways.
just like, it's really hard.
like,
Yeah.
how does it feel to beat your best friends?
Yeah.
How does it feel to beat your old team? How does it feel to beat the Dragons?
You've been on record before saying it was one of the hardest choices in your life, and you don't regret it. But like it doesn't mean that it wasn't hard.
All you're gonna do is look back to his last game last year.
He was in
how
tears
much he
then,
fucking
yeah.
cried because he had to leave the to leave the Dragons. Like, although it was his choice, but still, it was a bit embarrassing for him.
Tough for Zach. He's on the floor over there as well, crying.
Yeah, fuck you, Zach.
Yeah, don't worry, Dad. I got a little emotional at home. There might have been the curse of like, fuck, now we're gonna be 0-5. Then I was already started to look on to next week. Raiders.
Probably in game, bro.
Nah, thankfully it's like
Oh yeah,
Darwin.
you took
so,
it after
yeah.
Darwin, yeah.
But look, it was kind of a game of two halves. This, I
Oh.
mean, we're getting into it, but like, Guffo's scoring against his old team, and then
Two easy tries through
yeah.
the middle.
and you know how we talked about him doing it over Iongi, and
Yeah,
it
straight
happened.
over
He
him.
went straight over him. Didn't do the Guffarino, which
He
was
did the
good
fucking
stuff.
stupid mic drop.
Yeah, the
Fuck
mic
off.
drop. But then, yeah, and then the song sort of Lobac's kicking the
Yeah.
penalty goal from like 40 out, and then kicking the field goal
And then like even
to win the game.
even before that, Iongi got the assist and a try.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it was all the drama, like pieces just all together working.
It was scripted, I swear to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Matty's Magoo opinion. I like it.
What?
Matty's Magoo.
Hey, boys. Just
Hey, mate.
heard something on Triple M, and I just want
Yeah.
your opinion. So, on Triple M, how when the journos come in for a show and you hear, like, Reedy's mail or what's the buzz for the NRL journalists, if
Yes.
you had a segment on the radio, what would you want it to be called? I've actually come up with one for me,
I can tell.
and I just reckon it would be a bit of a laugh for everyone driving home. I would have Maddie's Magoo opinion. I think it's cracker, where I just come up with some absolutely rubbish story or rubbish opinion just to get people fucking angry in traffic on the way home or to work.
I like it.
Keen to hear what you guys would call your segment. And yeah, keen to hear your thoughts on my segment. Anyway, boys, cheers.
Maddie's Magoo rolls off the tongue really well, but I think opinion's a bit of a speed
Yeah.
hump. I think Maddie's Magoo take comes off the tongue a bit better.
Matty's Magoo take. Matty's Magoo opinion. I don't know. I just don't feel like any of it rolls off the tongue, honestly.
Matty is a Magoo. Magoo Matty's opinion. Matt's Magoo. What are you? Look, I don't mind Matty's Magoo opinion. I'll allow it. What are you guys thinking for your own?
I think mine's already part of the podcast and assumes jam.
Yeah, look, we already did like alliteration with one. No, there's not many more things you can do. James just says.
I'm just saying, guys.
James just saying.
Mate, that's if someone's name's Justin, it's got to be there. I'm Justin.
I'm just saying. Dan, anything?
Dan's delusional opinion.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, delusional. Brandon's bold predictions.
Predictions.
Brandon's big story.
Brandon's hot takes.
Hang on, hear me out. Leachy's lock.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know. What would you think for us, Matt? Maybe you come back with those next week and be keen to hear that. But I do like Matty's Magoo. Matty's Magoo. Maybe also next week we could have some of Matty's Magoo opinion.
Yeah.
Just give us some shit takes. I'm really interested in that.
I can't wait to hear that.
More of the dragons bashing. Yes.
No, no, no.
Now the next one is from the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
You know the Muffin Man.
You know the Muffin Man.
Hey, boys, just replying back to your Instagram story about wanting stories while on the beers, and I thought I had a bit of a funny one. I don't know if I've ever told you this. So it was the middle of winter, and I was gone to a mate's birthday from work. And anyway, I was a bit younger at this stage. And anyway, having beers, and more beers out the back, around a fire. Anyway, his mum comes out with baked muffins. hint baked.
Mm.
Anyway, thought I'd be polite and just have one of these muffins. Not thinking much of it. Little did I know they were laced with marijuana. 3 hours later, I'm fucking greened out in a chair around a fire. It's like 4 a.m. when I finally came to. And mate, I have never had weed since. It is the worst. And mate, I am so cautious with muffins and brownies and shit at parties now. But anyway, boys, I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's gold.
Now, looking back on it, it wasn't funny at the time. But anyway, keen to hear your thoughts, boys.
He got drugged.
The next party we have to make muffins or
some
something.
muffins for the muffin man. I can't believe the mum baked these cookies. It didn't go, oh yeah, they're pot cookies.
They're
Not
fucking laced with
muffins.
fucking marijuana.
They're not just like, here, kids.
Here, kids, let me drug you.
Yeah. That's gold. That's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, there's so much on that story. Like the fact that the mum baked him for him and then brought him out and didn't say anything.
Yeah.
She's like, this is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Like there's a lot of times where Matt's been a Magoo and it's his fault. This is completely not his fault.
I've always wondered why the man did dabble in the double. Double in the devil's lettuce.
Let us pray.
But it's funny to hear the muffin man, eh? The muffin man.
The Muffin Man. All right, as it still is April, obviously, I'm still doing mullets for mental health. So help me support people that are going through a lot of shit and help raise money through the Black Dog Institute. Link will be down in the description. And yeah, help me raise money.
NRL talk. It's NRL talk, guys. Best part of the podcast. Some would say brought to us by us.
Oh my God.
All right. As usual, we go through who impressed us, who let us down. So I will head over to Jimothy. Who impressed you?
I feel like I almost have to go Parramatta and but I'm not. I'll go the Cowboys. Look, Penrith, they're still Penrith. Nathan Cleary came back. Everyone fucking predicted a Penrith return to form like after 3 losses in a row. Cowboys just got the fucking job done. They did what they had to. Wasn't easy, but look, after their diabolical start to the year, now they've just won 2 on the trot, including this big scout. Yeah, it's impressive.
Jake Clifford time.
Clifford's kicking game, although he put 1 out on the full, I think. But look, Purdue, after a really bad first week and almost half, or even just the first 2 weeks, he got found out in defence. He's looking more like a first grader.
Yeah.
But,
It's been good for my fantasy. I'll
Yeah,
tell ya.
100%.
Dan, mate, who impressed you?
Oh, I'm going to go. Fuck off.
I keep clicking the Parramatta sign for the listeners.
I'm going to go the Bunnies Rabbitohs game because they never fail to impress me with their crowds.
Yeah.
Punching on.
Oh, that is impressive.
That was a massive, like, not all in brawl, but like, there was like 10 blokes just punching on in the crowd.
The Battle of Sydney, mate. It doesn't get much more intense.
look, on the field, Latrell Mitchell was pretty impressive to
Yeah.
come back and throw that cutout pass.
That was 5 meters forward, but yeah.
Look, with the amount of injuries they had Humphreys, Walker's injured, Ravalawa's injured, all hamstrings.
All hamstrings was crazy. That's ridiculous.
But look, they've found a way to win.
yeah.
Latrell's pass, fuck, that was hot.
5 meters forward, as I said, but
Still hot.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you, he's looking fit, guys.
I will say this for the first time ever, he actually is looking fit.
And let me tell you, there's talks that him and Whiten were training in the halves today, like both
Yeah.
to cover the injuries. I wonder if Dodd will get a chance. You'd think, but maybe not. Maybe he's on the outer. Maybe he wants to go home. I don't know.
Wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, Roosters just needed to find a way to win. And okay, who impressed me? I'm gonna go the Melbourne Storm. Although, I mean, actually, I probably should solo out one player. Jerome Hughes coming back, and they just find a return to form. Their attack looks silky. Their defense, for like out of nowhere, they've gone back to their defense of just fucking ramming people, getting in your face, kicking to the corners, not letting you get out of your half. That's pretty much what they did to Manly. Smothered them for the first half. Slowly took the foot off the pedal when they took some players off. But when you're up by that much, you can afford to do that. Unfortunately, didn't get to the 50. Would have loved to seen that.
Do you think Munster may have copped a baking after last week's game against the Dragons?
Yeah.
Because he came out on fire in this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Did he score 1 or 2?
He definitely scored one of them. I think he got the assist on the first.
But yeah. And then Manly got some late tries at the end. But I think it was very impressive to do that at Brookvale, considering I don't think they've lost there this year.
Yeah, that was their first loss there.
Yeah. First loss on Good Day Hill.
That was funny. The Highland Sports Boys put up, we're undefeated with Good Day Hill. And then 2 hours later,
nope. What did you say? Okay, gentlemen. Now we go to the more sour part of the NRL talk. Who let you down? Dan. Not that team. Maybe that one.
Yeah, look. I've already gone into it
Yeah.
like a bit, but like, yeah, like how can I not say the Dragons?
Yeah.
We were up like what 22-8, 22-10 or whatever it was, and we just let them score those 2 tries, get that penalty goal, and yeah, it just fell apart. I don't know what else to say about it, honestly.
Yeah. Look, I'm sure Flano's ripped into the team.
Oh, mate. And I'm pretty sure we're going to rip the Titans apart this week. No,
Shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lose again, honestly.
James, mate, who let you down?
Funnily enough, scroll up a bit. The Titans.
Titans, yeah.
Look, did I think the Dolphins were a hot chance of winning this game after 4 losses? Like, yes, I did. But I think I was hoping that the Titans were not going to be the same team they've been in every other year. But looks like it's just a part of their DNA and they won't change because they were woeful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I know Tino got sin bin right at the start of the game, which hurt them, but like they still had the rest of the game to recover and they never looked close.
Yeah, look, tough for the Titans. Tough. Look, positives for the Dolphins and for you guys, both getting a win. It was another upset round. It's just fucking upsets galore.
But for round 1, that many upsets is crazy.
You just like my tips have been so fucked this year, and it's not getting better. I'm gonna pick against Penrith next week, and they're gonna fucking win.
I don't know who they have next week.
Mate, there's a chance that they'll be underdogs.
They probably will be. First time ever. Okay, who let me down? I would have to say. I don't really want to say Sharks. I don't want to be that guy. Don't really want to say West Tigers either. We will go the Bulldogs. And why? Because they're flat track bullies, mate. They verse Knights. Knights have 3 players off. They only have the 1 sub. It was 2-0 the first half. Of course they fucking come out the second half and put 18 points on them. And then they're all yahoo and cheering, fucking beating the drums, mate. You got Moe dancing like this. Well, that's for Broncos. But look, I'm disappointed they didn't put more points on, and they should have. So get better.
I just want to go a quick shout out for who let me down. The Panthers jersey makers.
Yeah.
They did a Dargans. Did you
Sure,
not
I didn't
see that? They're still living in fucking May or something.
Yeah, Yo's 100. Well, not 150.
250th
game.
They fucked up the date. They did the 4th of the 3rd
Yeah.
instead of the 4th of the 5th. Or the 4th of the 4th.
Yeah.
and
Big
then-
dumps. Big dumps. But
Pretty funny.
One big letdown was Daniel Saifides. Was it Jacob? Which one's still at Newcastle?
Jacob. No.
Daniel.
One of them.
Well, his calf let him down when he
Yeah.
ran onto the field.
Yeah, that was
That's funny.
fucked. And then like first like kickoff or what I first said or whatever that Schiller gets a fucking head clash,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cuts his ear and fucking goes off. Saluka Fita, of course. Okay. Big dumb brain, don't hurt. And then yeah, just kept going worse. Who else got injured? No one.
Um,
I know Crossland came off.
Crossland,
He
got
a
sin
fucking
binned.
tin bin, but there was actually another player got injured. I can't remember who it was, but they ended up with one player on the bench. It was the flattest of tracks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they still couldn't fucking put the sword in and get like 40 points. Come on.
It was 2-0 at half time. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
Rip in. Okay. Flat track bullies.
Who the Sharks got this week?
That's what we're gonna have a look at now, Dan. We're gonna have a check. All right, so Panthers Dolphins.
Bit of the bottom of the
bottom of the table.
Bottom of the table clash. there.
14 versus 15.
like a Pooslinger on a Thursday night.
Yeah, if I can pick the Dolphins, but I don't know. We'll find out. Dragons have Titans. Dan said Sharks Manly on the Saturday,
Oof.
3 o'clock, and it is at Optus Stadium, which is in Perth. Yeah. That's right. We took our home game to fucking Perth.
Why the fuck would we just do that?
They just don't like their fans. Then Para versus Raiders on the Saturday night. So
In Darwin.
big games ahead.
So will Rousey have as much water as Brett Arthur did?
Oh, yeah, fucking
Look forward to that. And
I'm gonna-
much,
Who
much
else is
more.
playing the last couple of games? Is there any
there
good-
was
any good
Lions,
games?
Tigers.
Newcastle,
Warriors.
Storm
And,
Warriors.
Yeah.
Third
that's
versus fourth.
that's always a good game, usually.
I might even head down to Wollongong for the Dragons game, maybe.
I might head to Perth.
But you're going to the races on Saturday.
Yeah, quick
Yeah,
stopover.
It's around the corner, isn't it?
Quick 5-hour flight.
Yeah. Okay. We have got over that stuff. Oh yeah, that was a report that Chad Townsend might be dropped this week, gentlemen. News came across my desk that Hugo Savala, big fan of his work. We might have to do a reaction video to this kid, but he might be getting the call up, and Chad Daddy might be getting dropped.
What an odd career for Chad Townsend. Like, obviously,
Grand final winner.
won a comp with you guys. Then by the end of it, you guys were cheering him out the door.
Yeah. Comes to Cowboys. They go all right.
Yeah, like
Gets cheered out the door.
Cheered out
they
there.
got to a prelim. Like,
And yeah, cheered out the door there. He played at New Zealand 2 years or
yeah, that was
Yeah.
only because
Between,
you
yeah.
guys had sort of dropped him, and they
Mm.
were desperate for players, COVID times and stuff.
And yeah. Interesting for the Chad
rough.
Daddy. What's next for him? Probably
Retirement.
Super League or retirement, I would say.
To be fair, he did sign for the Roosters, knowing that he was probably going to be playing reserve grade.
Yeah. He was reserve grade at Cowboys, came
Yeah.
over, starting half. Just hasn't been living up to his potential that we've seen him play at, that I've seen him play at. Sharks legend.
He's probably the only older half that hasn't got better.
Yeah.
You know, like, you look at Reynolds, you look at Ben Hunt, you look at fucking Cherry Evans.
Yeah.
Even someone like Fogarty, that like
Yeah.
for most of his career wasn't too hot or flash, but he's now 31, has better knowledge of the game and uses his strengths.
Say Fogarty's 31. Fucking hell.
I would because he is.
No, but like, I wouldn't have said
I
that,
wouldn't
eh?
have guessed. Yeah.
Chad Daddy's a big reserve grade player.
Yeah.
big reserve grade guy.
See, Fogarty had a fair bit of time in reserve grade at the start of his
Yeah.
career. Like,
Similar to
Because he was at
Trindle.
Titans for the start of
he
it.
was
Like,
at Para.
All right.
oh, yeah.
He was,
Perth
he was at
Nagels.
Para when we signed Moses, so then he went up back to Queensland. And
Yeah.
Other stuff I wanted to bring across your desks, gentlemen. The Dally M points are out again, and guess who? We talked about him maybe getting kicked out of the team. He stayed. Jai Gray stayed in there, and he's up to 19 points. Closest to him, Munster, and he's 5 clear of Munster. So, yeah.
look, I think he has been very good. I do have a question.
Hmm.
Do you think he gets favourable points because of his size? Because it looks like he's doing more.
Maybe, possibly.
That and he looks like a little rabbit, little buddy.
Maybe
White
he's
headgear
Reggie the
on.
Rabbit now.
Potentially, maybe that's why he's getting extra points. Who knows? That's all for the NRL talk, gentlemen. Unless you got any more NRL points you want to add?
Nah.
I think we could.
Yeah. All right.
Round 1. What a week.
Round 1. How good's round 1?
I'll wait for
And
round 6.
Bulldogs are flat track bullies. Okay. Now, the eye catchers. We get into the eye catchers. We go to Dan for his eye catcher first, mate.
All right, so I talked about him earlier. Good old Ripper GC, the Aussie boys, got up in Live Golf Miami,
Ooh.
and fucking Mark Leachman won the whole weekend as well. So
Yeah.
points for both of them.
Bit of mullet power going on.
Mullet Power with Cam Smith probably leading the way there.
That's a ripper.
I saw a bit of content with him and Fat Perez from the
Yeah.
YouTube channel Bob Does Sports. They both just had their mullets flowing in the wind. And stuff.
Can't wait till mine flows in the wind. It'll be glorious.
I don't know if you've seen that channel before, Dan, but it's a must
Nah.
watch. Got to
Yeah.
add it to your list.
Will do, will
Okay.
do.
My eye catcher is Newcastle. It's Tim Zoo fighting Joey Spencer.
The biggest fight of his life.
He fucked him up.
That doesn't sound like Dan Ganane.
I was going for Matt Nable, but it was
Matt Nable, that's what I meant to
say.
Dan Ganane. Why did I say Dan Ganane?
Tim Zoo fucking defeats Joey Spencer. He just beat him up. You
Yeah.
know, it was quite the show from Tim Zoo. Needed a touch up fight. Needed to get back into the swing of things after getting his shit knocked out of him by forgetting his name. That's all right because I'm Australian.
Yeah, we're Australian, we're allowed to.
Wasn't it the Russian bloke that he versed last?
I didn't want to say Russian either because like he might not be Russian.
I'm pretty sure it was the Russian bloke.
Is it Bakram? Stuff like that.
Yeah, look,
Baccarat.
Yeah, Baccarat.
Ballarat.
Ballarat, yeah, all of the above. But Zoo gets his
Please
win.
don't punch us if you see us.
Yeah. He gets the win, gets a new title, new old title. I think he probably had it before, Intercontinental or something like that.
I didn't realise it was a title fight.
Yeah,
They all are.
they all are.
True.
But look, he wants to go on to bigger things, and hopefully this will be the fight that gets him back in the swing of things, and you go back to like top 10 fighters, and
WBC champions.
yeah, and then he can re-win his losses. What's it? I mean, that's good.
Renege his losses.
Yes, yeah, sure.
We'll go with that.
James.
Look,
eye catcher.
my eye catcher, we've sort of touched on it in the podcast, but just fans getting fiery at the footy.
Oh, yeah.
Between the Roosters Rabbitohs full on punch on, the Parramatta fan yelling abuse at the Dragons fans doing the Guffarino. Look, rugby league's back.
Yeah.
And like, if the players can't fight, the fans will. So,
How good's
Beautiful.
round one of football?
How good's round one of football?
How good is round one?
Everyone's
that-
fired up. You can even hear the Manly fans like yelling at like in Munster while they're up by like 40 points.
Yeah.
I was going,
you
Oh,
got the Bulldogs fans officiating a game.
yeah. Good stuff. It's great stuff. You got Sharks fans crying.
Yeah.
Dragons fans dying.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. Rugby league. What a game. What a sport. Good Lord. Paul Hogan.
Elizabeth, I'm coming.
Crocodile Dundee. Okay. We move on to UFC 314 is on this weekend, gentlemen. I just want to bring it up because the GOAT's back. The Australian GOAT, Alexander Volkanovski, our boy. He's back. He's fighting Diego Lopez for
Because tonight will be and I will fall for
the
you.
featherweight belt. So can't wait for that. This
Please don't let
Sunday.
us down, Volk. Please.
Come on, Volk. We need a champion back.
I don't want to cry again.
let's fucking go. Let's rip and tear.
You've seen some of those like memes of like just like depression and it's like if Volk gets knocked out.
I can't do it. I seen something. I think Zach Lomax posted on his Instagram story today. It was like this AI art of Volkanovski like wrestling stuff. He was like wrestling a crocodile and wrestling like all the
Crocodile
shit.
Dundee.
Yeah. Crocodile Dundee.
Underneath.
I hope the commentator, if he wins,
Yeah.
starts speaking like that. That'd be good. If
Or
not,
had it.
maybe we just watch it live and we commentate it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Couch commentators live stream of the UFC. Mm.
Ooh.
Watching the UFC.
Day after the races.
Day after the race, it would be pretty hungover. all right. That's the UFC. Looking forward to the full card. Get to see Paddy the Batty back as well. That'd be cool.
Paddy the Batty. How much kilos has he lost this time?
Oh, probably fucking 100. He's versing what is his name now? Gone from my brain.
Chandler?
Yeah, Michael Chandler. That's the one. That bloke trains so hard. So like it's
Mate,
gonna
he's
be
been wanting to fight Connor forever.
Yeah, so long. So poor Paddy's gonna have to fucking comment. All right. Now, horse racing, gentlemen. I know we are the horse racing aficionados. You know, we get the multis going.
you're
we
a
get
multi.
the multis. So there's a couple of big races on the weekend that we usually actually go and see. So there was the Doncaster Mile, and that was won by Steffi Magnetica. And mate, this horse was paying a fucking whopping $22. So if you're on it, good work. It fought hard to get this win as well. It had to like fight back and just get the win at the end.
Mate, people with the misses of Stephanie or just big fans of magnets, they're in the money.
Someone at work was saying to, I always back this horse, but I didn't back it this one. I'm like, yeah, sure,
Sure,
yeah.
you do.
Yeah. I also always backed the fucking $22 horse.
I also just put money on $100 winners as well. Yeah.
Sometimes I do, but yeah. All right, next one's the Australian Derby, and Aliana, sorry about the butchering of that name, Lucas.
You're Australian, it's right.
Wins the Australian Derby and wins by a fucking bus length, 2 lengths. Just put the gap job on and said goodbye.
Good boy.
But yeah, big win for Aliana. Another race that I hate to say, the TJ Smith, because I backed Overpass for Leachy's lock, led all to about maybe the last 200, maybe 150. Overpass was winning, and then Briasa wins, and it just comes home strong finish. Lucas was saying the changing of the guard was on the cards there, so.
But he said that before.
Yeah, I said that before. And look, is he
And
right?
then
I don't
Mr.
know.
Brightside came back and
Yeah.
won like 3 weeks later.
So I reckon if you want a breadcrumb again, Overpass to win the next round. But yeah, it was rough for me seeing Overpass lose. Tap.
Yeah, I swear, and anytime any of us backs Overpass, it just loses.
Yeah. Yep. But
That's what you do, coach. You
You
lose.
hopefully next week, me and James, or this Saturday, get a fuck ton of winners, and you gamble with us and gamble responsibly, obviously.
Jim's Jam will be reported live.
Oh yeah, we'll be commentating both our bets live. All right, another great podcast, gentlemen. Another week done.
Feel like this one was quickie.
It was quick. It was
Quickie's
quick,
always goodie.
but sometimes they're the best, you know. And
Yeah, exactly.
They might get the most views. Make sure to follow all the social medias as always. Like, comment, and subscribe. Buy the merch. Support Dan and that beautiful mullet.
And my mullet.
And look, we'll see you guys next week.